Hi everybody, I'm Kim. Welcome to the Regretful Yarn Addict and Vlogmas Day 11. So I didn't do a Vlogmas yesterday, but I did have a video up. So we're going to count that as having a video every day. So, oh, you know, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Thanks for commenting. We are 200 subscribers from our next giveaway. So fingers crossed in the next 6 months, maybe next year. Who knows? Um, we'll be up to 750. Woohoo! Um, so yeah, thanks for sticking around and coming to join our little family here. I appreciate it. And yeah, I love your comments, you guys. I mean, I learn things. I get encouragement. I get a laugh. I appreciate it. Thanks. So anyway, yesterday was craft show. It's the first time I've been there. It will not be the last. The place I was yesterday, they do a market on the second Saturday of every month, March through December. So I will be going back in March and probably April. I don't know how well I'll do, but I'll be there. And it's really inexpensive. I made my booth money back and then some. And that was selling stuff dirt cheap. Oh my God, I had such deep discounts on my stuff yesterday. So deep that this one vendor was like, you're selling your things way too cheap. Your stuff is much too pretty and much too complicated to be going that cheap. And I was like, yeah, but really, something is only worth what someone else is willing to pay for it. And in my area, I can't get what I think my things are worth. People just won't buy it here. They'll just be like, that's too expensive. And especially right now when, inflation is so high. Everybody's like, they got to spend their money on like groceries and gas and, things, necessities in life. You don't want to be spending a lot of money on fun things you don't really need, but they're nice and you'd like them. So but I did all right. And I got rid of a lot of inventory. My 3 skeleton hats went. My keychains. Oh my God, I've got to start making keychains because those are my big seller. I know other people have more expensive things that are their best sellers, but the keychains seem to be what people like. Even the ones that I think are kind of dorky, people are like, oh my God, these are so cute. And I was like, okay, give me money, you can have it. But yeah, I was even selling those really dirt cheap just because I need to make room for things that I'm making. Oh, I sold 2 snakes. Two snakes. So yay. And they were not discounted. One person came up like the craft show was like from 10 to 2. And they were there because like the first hour and a half, I was like, is anybody going to buy anything? Am I just going to sit here and crochet all day? Okay. But then it picked up. Anyway, she was like noonish. And she had like 4 kids with her, and one picked out a snake, and they picked out some keychains. My my hot chili pepper. They Two of the kids each picked out one of the chili peppers. I love the chili peppers and the strawberries because these are really nice. Now the kids won't do this, but like I've got my house keys and stuff on them. I used to have my car keys on them, but I got so much stuff in my purse that if I reach down and I feel something big and fluffy, you know, squishy, I know, hey, that's my keys, and there it is. So that's why I like those keychains, and mine's a strawberry. But anyway, they picked this stuff out, and then the mom was like, "Oh, hey, I don't have any cash on me, and I don't have my card on me." I was like, "Okay." I said, "Do you want? I can set the stuff aside, and take my card, email me. We can meet somewhere, and you can get it done." And she was like, "Oh, you're here till 2 o'clock, so I'll uh, I'll come back before then." I was like, "All right." So I put her stuff in a bag and I set it aside. And then 2 o'clock came, and well, by 2 o'clock I was pretty much all packed up. Um, Everybody, quarter to two, everybody started packing up. And sure enough, she showed up like 2 minutes to two. And I was like, "Hey, Groovy, here's your bag." And so, yay. So anyway, my snakes, 2 out of 3 snakes went, and I really didn't expect the other one to go. My blue and green one, that one wasn't really pretty, but yeah. And so the snakes and my Jack Skellington, and my keychains, those were my best sellers. I did sell 2 shawls, but like I said, they were like at a deep discount. And it was my 2 favorites, so it was like nice to see they went to good homes. Um, so yeah, I mean, I'm going back. Um, so that was good. I was home by 2:30. It's just down the road from me, probably about 4 miles. But I was down this. Oh my gosh, where I live, it's like you're in the city, but then if you go like a mile, you're sometimes less. You're in the country. And that's where this American Legion post was. It was like down this really windy road. It's like, oh my God. The kind of road I would have really had fun driving my old car. The last car I had was a Veloster, a Hyundai Veloster. And look it up because it's like, what's that? It's this little car. It's got 3 doors. It has a driver's door, and then it has a passenger, and then it has a back door passenger. And it's a hatchback. And mine was a little 6 speed, which is why I had to trade it in because the shifting was getting to be too much. I was getting arthritis in my toes, and sometimes, because especially living in the city and driving in traffic, constant, you know, with the clutch and the accelerator and the brake, it was just too much on my toes. It was actually hurting me to drive. So I had to get rid of it. And I loved that car, you guys. I cried. I cried when I traded it in. I was like, oh, I love my little car. But anyway, that car would have been a blast to drive on that road yesterday that I was on. But c'est la vie. So there's that. Let's see. When I got home, I put together my Tunisian blanket. I've got all the pieces. They're sewn together, but I don't have a border because she doesn't have the border yet. But let's see. So there's that. I just need to like I said, get the border on it. So that's almost done. Then I was able to work on my ocean waves. Okay, here's where it was when I showed you. That was the first place when I showed you. This is where it was the second time I showed you. I got 1.5 rows of the pink done because I ran out of the blue. I used up a whole skein. I almost had a whole row done. Had about 5 more stitches to go, and I ran out. So I had to rip it out. But anyway, this is what this is looking like. So for those of you who went ahead and ordered this yarn, and you, especially if you said you're going to order it because you want to make one of these, this is what it looks like. So very nice. I did wind up with some yarn barf on the pink, not complaining. And while I'm right here, I'm going to put another stitch marker in. Oops, let's put it in the same area. Put the yarn chicken on. So we know where my progress is every time I show you. So I normally use my tulip on it, but I don't like taking my tulips when I go to like craft show and I'm going to be working on something. So I just grabbed my Hobby Lobby, this one, and this is all plastic. So what I discovered is this will work on the specs yarn. It will work. But personally for me, it takes, in the time I can do one of the stitch repeats with this, because you have to do like a front post, single, chain 3, and then 3 doubles into the chain. And the time it takes me to do one with this, I could do 2.5 with my tulip. So if I'd taken my tulip, I would have had even more done. So these are really good. I mean, I love this hook. Don't get me wrong. This is a good hook. But on this yarn, the other one worked better. And I think anything with like aluminum or metal and some kind of metal would work better than a plastic. Just saying, that's how it was for me. Maybe that's not how it would be for you. But speaking of craft show and speaking of hooks, there is this guy there who sells these wood ink pens and stuff, and they're really neat. And I told him I would promote what's in this box and his Etsy shop. But then I was looking at this, a little bit earlier today, and there's an issue. Okay, now this is what I bought, right? It has the hooks, and then it has this really pretty handle. It's like an ink pen, so you could like hook it on. But here's the issue. These are all marked wrong. They're all wrong. This one right here says, you probably can't see it, but it says H8. Well, it's an 8mm. That's an 8mm, but it's not an H. So I need to let him know that these are all marked wrong, because he just went like, I don't know if he makes these, if he, did this and just marked them however. But yeah, they are They are not correct. Like this is a 5 millimeter and it says F. Well, an F is not a 5. And this is a 6, but it says G. And I know that's a 6 because it's the same size as this. That's, but they are nice. They've got, this is really sharp. I do believe that's an inline. It looks very much like an inline. Yeah, that's, but the hook part is very sharp. It'll grab that yarn really easy. And I did use one. I tried it out before I bought it because if it wasn't something that was going to work, I didn't want it. But you just take this, pop it down. Now it works better like this, but I don't have a problem holding it like I normally hold. It's just right now I'm not going to recommend buying these, even though I like them, because they are marked wrong. And especially for like somebody who's just starting out and they don't really know hooks and hook sizes, that could be so very confusing. It's like, but it says it's an H, that's a 5, but then it has an 8. Yeah, in this case, it's definitely look at the number. That's the millimeter. Because, this one just says 6 millimeter. But, like, that's the thing I like about my tulips. It's got all of it. It's got the number, the letter, and the millimeter size. So, no matter what you're used to looking at, like J10 6 millimeter, like we usually just do letters here in the US, but I don't know who uses the numbers, but I think most places use millimeter, and that's the thing. It's go by the millimeter if nothing else. Um, yeah. So like I said, I do like these that I bought, but I do need to contact him and let him know that hey, you could be confusing a whole bunch of people who don't know any better. So, oh, and there at the craft show too, there was this Girl Scouts that were selling stuff. They had these ornaments that you could just buy to hang on your own tree. They had these ornaments that you could buy and they hang on their little tree, and all the proceeds to that go to sponsor nursing homes in the area. But then one of the Girl Scouts had her own little stuff that she was selling, and I'm not sure what it was. It looked like it's just a little bag that was all pretty with like some candy and stuff in it. But she's raising money for her gold award. Gold, I Girl Scouts have changed so much since I was little. Um, but anyway, and I asked about that. I was like, well, what does that mean? And she was like, her gold award badge, whatever. She's going to design an app where you can find family bathrooms. And I think that is just amazing because her mom was a scout leader and she was saying how she has a son who has some kind of disability where mom needs to help him with the bathroom. And she said when he was little, it was no big deal. She could just take him into the women's bathroom with her. But he's 21 years old now and he still needs her assistance. And she can't take him into a women's bathroom. So she has to take him into a family bathroom. And she said just a couple weeks ago, they were out and they had to cut their trip short because he had to use the bathroom. And so they had to get home so he could use it. But anyway, I just thought that was amazing. So I bought one of her little things and then I bought one of the little ornaments to help sponsor the nursing home. So that was pretty neat. And there were just a lot of amazing, amazing vendors in this small little place. But hey, it was all right. So, on the box. What's in the box? What's in the drawer? We'll start with 10 because that was yesterday, and I'm so proud of myself. I did not look ahead. Oh, but before we do that, I did day 9, and it's just exactly like day 1, except it's blue. It's elderberry. And this was how much I had left. So I'm wondering, are we like gonna repeat a lot of these? Because maybe if this one's done in a different color, I might like it. Or this one, because I really do not like these two colors together. And like I said, this color, this didn't bother me when I did a whole one. It was just as an accent color, I didn't like it. So anyway, let's get to this. Day 10. Day 10. There's some yarn. I think I might have some this color. This is Sugar Mouse. Sugar Mouse. And same thing. It's all Confectioner's DK. All this yarn that we've been getting is Confection DK. And it's all 100% acrylic. It's all the same yarn. It's just different colors. So this one is, like I said, it's Sugar Mouse. And our little treat is a little tiny pom-pom maker. Look at that cute little pom-pom maker. At least that's what I'm assuming that is. Yeah, that's a pom-pom maker. Little tiny one. Little tiny pom-pom maker. So that's neat. Put that back in the drawer and we'll switch the box around. And I don't know if you noticed, but I cut the doors off. So now let's see what's in this one. Not looking, not looking, not looking. Oh. This color is Humbug. I like those two colors. I like those two colors together. All right. So this is day 11, and oh, look at this. Tape measure. Bella Coco. In a neat little bag. That's cool. This is not a toy. This is not a toy. Don't play with it. So I'm going to put this yarn and my tape measure back in there because I need to make this one before I make this one. There's a G. Now I'm not so sure what that's going to say. All right. So this has been like a nice long one. Hope I don't bore you too much. If I do, you'll get over it. All right, so I'm going to find out what I have to make with this. I'm going to make that and that today. Maybe. Because, good Lord, I got a house to clean. Not to mention this room. Oh, my God. It's scary. All right. I'll be around tomorrow. I'll see. Well, no, I almost said it. I almost said I'll see you tomorrow. And we both know. You and I both know. Unless you come to my house, I won't see you tomorrow. Because I don't plan on seeing anybody tomorrow except the people who live here. Tomorrow, or Tuesday, or Wednesday. Thursday, I'm going to the office because we have a Christmas party. And Friday is my day in the office, which is why um, videos are always later on Friday. Because I don't even get home till 5:30. Although that might be changing. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed that I get to work every day at home. So, y'all have a good day, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, whatever it is when you're watching this. I appreciate you. I think you're wonderful. And later, Gators. Peace out.